Hey guys, we're just gonna talk about our day, and also I think we should do like an introduction because we have like no videos. So yeah, basically today we went to see Iron Lung. So I just want to talk
hmm
about that a little bit because I feel like there's not really much to talk about with it. To be
No.
honest, it's kind of a slow movie, but it was good. So I'm gonna talk about that a little bit. Talk about us. Talk about everything. That's what I want to do. So, and I want to say a love and a hate. So you better be thinking about it.
A love and a hate. Okay. Not sure how
Mm-hmm.
this is going to work.
Okay, so
But all right.
to start off, I feel like we should introduce ourselves because we never did that in a video.
Okay. Well, go ahead. Floor is yours.
28. Uh, we've been together for 8 years this year, right?
Yep.
It's a long time. We live in Missouri. I've always wanted to make videos. Have you? I
Yep.
always have. I've always wanted to. People always told me I should.
I've
So,
made
yeah.
videos before,
I made videos, but not like this. So,
but this is new.
yeah. I'm very boring. I love to go antiquing and get a coffee and a sweet treat. Not much to really say about me.
Watch movies.
Yeah, I watch movies. And you?
Yeah, I'm 26.
Cougar.
And yeah, I didn't think you were gonna
I'm just
tell him
kidding.
your age, but
Why not?
it's fine. Um, and yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm the fun one or anything either. Really, I mean, I do more or less the same stuff: play video games, watch movies, travel, work.
I'm the crazy one of the
So
relationships. So
yeah,
I can't shut the hell up.
can't
Love to
say
talk and yap.
can't say, but yeah, do enjoy
So yeah,
having a nice
that this is
chat.
the videos that I want to make on here are not just like reviewing movies and stuff. I want to
hmm
just talk about everyday things like pop culture stuff that's going on in the world, things like that. Cause I feel like I want to stay relevant, you know. So even if no one watches. But anyway, we went to see Iron Lung today, which I heard, and I'm pretty sure this is 100% true because I think he said it himself, Markiplier. Also, I never watched Markiplier really growing up. I did a little bit, but not like every single day, like religiously watch him. But I heard that the movie, no one wanted to put it in theaters. And he told his fans that, and the fans are what got it into theaters because they all were emailing like the companies and asking for it to be in theaters, um, which I think is good. The only thing is, I think the target audience is like his fans or people who play video games. I feel like a random person isn't just gonna go into a theater and be like, "Ooh, I should watch that." But that's my opinion. But it's done really well,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it could do. I just think, yeah, it has a very niche audience. I think so. I
but
don't know.
maybe not
I feel like it does, but
because I think the people who were pushing to have this movie in more theaters were certainly his fans. But I
yeah,
think this is a movie that anyone can really appreciate because
I don't know if I agree
it's
with that.
it's no, I do. I think because it is such an indie, it's such an indie movie. You know, like he had to figure out how to make a movie like from scratch, you know, and I think that's something that pretty much anyone can respect and
Yeah,
appreciate. So I
not
think
anyone, because let me tell you,
I
there was a lot of old folks going in to watch Melania,
well,
so that's
yeah,
what they're going to go
but
see.
I think anybody can recognize that and respect it because there was certainly a lot of effort and dedication put in this movie.
Yeah,
So
it was
I
really well done. I think he did a really great job. I liked it. It
yeah.
was kind of slow at some parts for me personally. I was like, I already said this to him on the way home, but I was like, as soon as it started and I realized like this is just gonna be him in there.
Yeah.
I was like, where are we going with this? I was really curious because I did not play the game. I don't know anything about the game.
Neither do I.
Even after watching this, I don't think I still know anything about the game. To be honest, that's how I feel. I am like, I still don't
sure
really understand what the game is. What is the game? Maybe we should have looked that up before talking about it. But
yeah, and to speak to your theater point, I think originally it was only supposed to be in maybe around 50 theaters, so this was certainly not supposed to be like everywhere. But because of the popularity and because of everything, it's it's expanded. I mean, we watched it in our local theater here.
There was quite a bit of people in there.
And it was not playing opening week, and it is now. So,
exactly.
I think that definitely speaks to how much. And, hey, for a first-time film, and he's not only the writer-director, but he's also the lead.
He's like the only person in it.
He was pretty good.
Yeah.
He did a good job with everything. It's a lot of hats you got to wear, and it was a competent film. And I think that's super impressive. And, again, I think anybody can respect that. I think even if you don't really care for the story being told, or not really, maybe even bored.
Here's the
I think
thing.
you can respect that. I think you can walk away with that.
What was the story?
I mean, the story is just kind of. It doesn't give you.
It's
much.
very, very vague.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's very vague, and
it
I'm
gives
like,
you a little
but the
bit
thing is that I don't
time.
feel like there's anything up for interpretation. I'm like,
that's
why I say I think it's very niche.
Yeah, I think
it's a very specific thing. And
yeah, I think the subject, the finer details, the subject matter, I don't think everybody will be into. I agree, but I think people can respect the effort. I think that's what it is, and the dedication.
But if people don't know him and don't know this is his first movie,
I still think they'll appreciate that. I still think they'll respect that. They're like, hey, he's an influencer, a YouTuber, whatever. He made this movie. Okay, hey man, good for him.
No one's gonna know. They'll be like, who?
I think that they'll on that level. Be like, cool. I'm not saying they'd be into it. I'm not saying that they would, they're down with it or whatever. But I think they'd be able to recognize it on that level if they're, actually watching it. And you know what? A fair amount of people have gone and seen it. So,
it's worth
watching.
I think it was good.
Yeah. Overall,
like I said on our way home,
entertained.
Like I said on the way home, I think if he'd had a bigger budget, like he could have done way more. I can't wait to see what he does in the future, because I think this is a really good stepping stone for him.
Oh,
honestly.
it's a great starting
I think if
point.
he gets any other horror type movie, even if it's not like based on a video game, just like a horror movie, like a script, I think he could do an incredible job, because he did a really good job. And
this movie was pretty. I mean, it's not like a jump scare movie, but it was like a very atmospheric, like creepy, kind of weird, mind messing, kind of film, and it did that. So I think he had an atmosphere. There was tension, there was mystery, there was kind of like where's this gonna go? What's this gonna happen?
I don't know what happened.
And but again, starting point, like, pretty cool. So and he said himself that he knows he can do better. Like, he knows that he's going to become better over time. Like, he said that in his video. So
I feel like all like art, anything like that, anything.
Yeah, and he's talked about
time.
how this has been something that kind of reignited his passion to create again, and this is like a new challenge for him. And so it seems like it's just good all around, and he's taking care of his people, which is awesome. And so, yeah, I mean, I'll give it everything a shot, and whatever the next project that he works on, I'll tune in and see what he's got, and go from there. So, yeah, I would say overall, I enjoyed myself. Maybe a little bit too long, but again, I appreciate the effort, and I thought he made a competent and enjoyable movie. So
it is too long, though. I will say that. Like,
it goes a little.
I was really. I mean, how long is it actually though?
It felt like a couple hours.
I think it was like 2.5 hours or so.
Yeah. I can
220,
I can
something like
pull it
that.
up here in a second.
It felt longer than that because like halfway through it, I was really feeling it because it's literally just him in a submarine. So it's not like your brain isn't really being that engaged.
2 hours and 7 minutes.
Yeah, it felt like longer than that. It felt
Yeah.
really long.
Yeah, 2 hours
But
and 7 minutes.
once it started picking up, it went by fast. It was just kind of in the middle where I was like,
I figured it would be kind of a bottle film because
as soon as it
that's
started, I did. I was like,
typically, even before we got into it, I figured it was probably just going to take place in like one, maybe two places because
yeah, I didn't.
the budget, you don't have the luxury of shooting everywhere.
And it really felt like I was saying to him, and I don't know if this makes sense to anybody, but like when I think of video game adaptations, like you think of Fallout, Borderlands, which not a good example, but stuff like that, where it's like Fallout, for example, takes the game as inspiration, but it makes kind of its own story. I feel like, and I'd never played this game, but I feel like this didn't have its own story. I feel like it just felt like straight out of the game, and I don't know. I could be wrong about that, but that's how I felt. It didn't feel like a new story outside of the game, but still the game. So
I don't know the game. I know that it's like an indie horror game, and typically those types of games are heavy emphasis on an experience and kind of a visual, more of a visual novel, not so much like super engaging. Like there's a lot of popular indie horror games out there like Fears to Fathom that are more about, not really about the gameplay, but about experiencing this story through a video game as the medium. So I get the vibe that it's probably somewhere in that line, just going off the top of my head because I don't know about the game. I don't know what the story is. So my guess is that the story is probably not. There's probably not a whole lot to work with story wise.
that's how it feels, and I'm like,
and so it feels like they might have.
But I'm like, so
done a lot of world building.
Why did we make a movie about it?
That's a good question. I'll have to look at his old videos and see if he was just really drawn to it. Because I am curious why, why this movie,
pick this game? I'm very curious.
Or why this game for a movie. I am curious.
I'd like to know that too.
But
yeah, overall,
still,
I liked
very,
it.
Very cool.
I enjoyed it. I think it's something he should be proud of.
Yeah, and I think he is, and we'll see what Mark is up to in the future.
I also think it's funny that he doesn't use his actual name in the credits. He uses his username.
Well, it's funny. Well, he does in the actual credits. He does end up using his name.
It said Markiplier.
But in the opening credits, it said Markiplier.
The ending did too.
And but like the actual like roll credits, like it did have Mark Fishbach.
It did. I saw Markiplier.
It did.
Must have been in there a couple times.
But he was also he was listed as like the writer, the director.
Yeah.
Maybe even a producer because he did a lot of it was his money, so it was probably listed, and then obviously the lead actor. Troy Baker was in here, which I didn't realize he was in there as a voice, but.
What did he voice?
I don't know what
was he the man yelling?
One of the guys,
maybe the guy that was fighting, arguing with the girl.
Yeah, one of the guys in the background. I guess I don't know.
I think maybe that.
Because you don't. I mean, you really only see like two people, maybe three at best, and then there's a couple like hallucinations and stuff. But
honestly, and I don't want to keep talking about this movie because there's really not much. I don't want to bore people, but. The hallucinations were confusing me because I was like...
They were a little weird. Yeah.
I was confused because I'm like, is he hallucinating just because he's been in here so long? Or is this stuff like he's actually seeing this and he's got like powers? I actually couldn't tell. And I never really got an answer on that. I'm guessing...
And I don't think there was supposed to be one, really. I think, it's...
Yeah.
It's kind of just, him being stuck in that sub and this weird Lovecraftian environment.
Yeah, and then she was like, well, we haven't talked to you in days.
Yeah.
I'm like, he would be dead.
Yeah.
Oh, and let me say this, because this didn't make any fucking sense to me. Not to nitpick on his movie, but this part didn't make any sense to me. Where they brought up the submarine after he'd already been down there. And they brought it up. And he's like, "Bring me up," and they just brought it up, even though he was nowhere near where he got dropped off. I didn't really understand that.
No, he was just being dropped straight down.
But he was moving. He was driving around. He was.
Yeah, they were like pulling him up on a line.
But that doesn't make any sense to me, because I'm like,
they're
how could
bringing
they
him
do that if he was driving around? He wasn't near them. It's not like he went back to where he got dropped off. So like,
Well,
that
he
didn't
was
make any
going back
sense.
to where he was dropped off.
But not at
He
the
was.
moment. He wasn't, and they
because
just
of the
pulled him up.
coordinates. Because of the coordinates and everything, he was going back to those coordinates.
I don't think that's true.
But it's also hard to tell because you can't really see anything with the sub. Like,
yeah, you
it's
can't.
hard
I mean,
to,
I
it's hard
kind
to
of wish they would have
tell
gave
what-
us a visual outside of it.
They
But I guess the blood looks so thick.
Sometimes
you
they
can't really see.
sometimes
I
they
don't know.
they would show stuff
Yeah.
from the outside.
And I didn't find the
perspective.
monster scary at all. I thought that the monster would be more involved, and it really wasn't. That, like, I don't know, but it was good. It was still good. That's just my
Yeah.
opinion.
I mean, the effects pretty good for the budget. Like,
yeah, they
pretty
were pretty
solid,
good.
but,
I
yeah.
thought that too. I'm like, they were pretty good for.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, it looked better than some of the damn scenes in Marvel movies. So,
yeah, it looked good. I mean,
like
yeah.
thinking about fucking the last Thor movie where it's like some of those CGI scenes were fucking awful.
Yeah.
Somehow these almost looked better, and I
Yeah.
was like, that's kind of sad. But
So Iron Lug, good.
yeah,
Give
think
it
it's
give it a
worth
watch
seeing.
if you're interested.
I think he deserves to be
Worth a
supported
watch.
because I think he deserves the money for future things. So, I don't really know if I want to talk about Marty Supreme that much. You have it pulled up.
Do whatever you. I mean, we can just talk about it real quick. We saw that last
Yeah, we
weekend.
watched that too. We did not.
Finally did.
Yeah, we did not watch that movie last year when it came out. We watched it
During
this
Christmas
year.
time. Bad time.
But yeah, it was extremely good. Although, like I was saying before we started filming this, the guy that is on Shark Tank. I've never actually watched it. Shark Tank. He's like now being all fucking annoying. But look at Timmy. He looks great.
Tim gives
People, I keep seeing
an
people say.
excellent performance.
Sorry to just butt in, but I keep seeing people say we don't want to see iPhone faces in period movies. Have you seen people say that?
No,
People keep saying that.
I guess I kind of get what they're saying, but
I think people were saying it about him too, but
Okay.
I feel like he looks. I don't think he's giving iPhone face.
no, I feel like he did. Now, there were other things that the movie was doing that kind of took me out of it at times with the immersion as far as it's taking place in the 50s.
Okay, yeah. So that I will say that I didn't
but-
like that they kept using 80s music because I'm like, why are we using 80s music, but it's supposed to
Yeah.
be in the
It's
late 50s?
definitely the studio
I
trying to flex.
really didn't understand that.
Trying to flex their,
It just made
needle
no
drops.
sense. It made no sense. I'm like,
yeah.
this isn't in the 80s. I kept getting confused. I'm like, is this
Well,
80s?
and it was also interesting because they had kept such a good attention to detail of the time,
Something
being in the
here.
50s, being cognizant of like the travel ban on Japan because they were, post World
Yeah.
War II, and U.S. military was occupying Japan at the time and trying to reform the government there, and so it seemed like they had done such a good job being aware of like the Harlem Globetrotters and stuff like that, and then but then they would have
80s
these
music.
80s needle drops,
I'm like,
and so
what?
did
And I
kind of
haven't
take you out
seen- Yeah, I haven't seen anyone else
a
mention
little
that
bit.
really.
At least it did for me.
It
It
did
was
for
a little
me, 'cause
distracting
I was
at
just
times.
like, why are we playing 80s? This doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, I'm just like use music from the time. I don't know.
Because I was
Plenty of
thinking,
music,
like,
but-
who was popular in the late 50s? Like, Jimi Hendrix, correct? Or no? Was he the late 60s?
Well, no, I think Jimmy would have been
he died in, like,
would've-
69,
would have
didn't
been 60s. Yeah, that Seattle sound era I feel like is more 60s.
he? Yeah, I guess.
but
I'm trying
I
to
could be
think.
wrong. But I feel like that's more of a
I feel like you're right.
60s era, like maybe late.
I'm pretty sure he died in
mid-late
'69 though, because my dad's born.
Well,
59.
he was there on at Woodstock, so
What year was
he
that?
was at least in '69. He was alive. Now he might have died not long after that.
When was this movie? It was like 1950.
This was like
58 or 9.
nah,
It was
like
late.
52.
No,
I
it was
think.
late 50s. I remember that. I mean Elvis Presley, but
Yeah, obviously Elvis would have been an easy one, but yeah, but overall, it's a fiction movie anyway, so I guess it's not really the end of the world, but it did kind of take
Ray
me out a little bit.
Charles.
It did kind of take me out with some of the music
And
choice.
then Paul Anka, Put Your Head on My Shoulders. That was like that
Yeah.
time too. Like you coulda... There were so many. Look what I just did.
But
There were so many.
okay.
There were so many songs they could have used instead that I think would have added to it. Because then, like, when they kept doing that, then the girl just felt like she was from the 80s to me. I don't know.
Yeah, it kind of blurred the lines.
It did, and
Yeah.
I didn't like that. But,
But Tim gives a great performance. He's awesome. His
He
character
is.
is terrible. It's horrible, and he does a great job. Does a great job portraying that.
yeah.
I never I ended up looking it up, but it reminded me so much of Uncut Gems.
Which I've never watched.
And just very similar character, kind of type. And
Probably never will watch Uncut Gems because...
this one had a far more optimistic and hopeful ending to it than
Yeah.
Uncut Gems. But
I'm not going to watch Uncut Gems, though, because I've got a motherfucking bone to pick with Adam Sandler right now.
okay, noted. Uncut Gems, though, good movie, but it did remind me a lot of it, and I'm curious if I guess I'll find out after this.
Also,
if it is
isn't my
same
shirt
director.
cute? Walmart.
Would have been in our top movies. I know we mentioned that a little bit in the Oscars. Would have been in mine for sure in my S tier. So yeah, good movie.
Really good.
performance.
And when, Oscars are next weekend, right?
No, that is
Really?
in March, I believe, like first week of
March?
March or something like that.
Are
Yeah,
you sure?
yeah.
Okay.
Feel free to look her up. but-
Okay, I want to
yeah.
do a love and hate. Do you have yours? Did you think of it?
No, I don't. I don't.
Eli, think of
I
one.
don't. I don't have a love and hate. Sorry.
Think of one really fast.
Why? Why?
Because that'd be fun. Because I've been thinking about this.
Okay, go
Okay,
ahead.
I'll say mine, then you think of yours, okay?
I can't think of anything. Go ahead.
Something you love and something you hate?
Yeah.
Oh, be fucking for real.
Go on.
Men are so dumb. Something I love. Actually, I'll do my hate first. Something I hate. When you go into a bathroom and the stall doesn't have somewhere for you to hang your bag. That's so annoying. Because where am I supposed to put my purse? The dirty fucking floor? Hold it while I'm wiping? Can't stand that. You can't relate to that, but it's
No, I
it's
can't,
annoying.
but I get it.
And then
I
my
get it.
love, I love when you go to a restaurant and they have wet wipes at the table. And I can wipe my hands off with a wet wipe. And then I can take what they've got left on the table and slip it into my bag. Like Buffalo Wild Wings, I love the moist towel. I love a moist towelette. And I will be taking the entire cup home. Yeah. All right, what's yours?
I guess to piggyback off of that one, I hate when you order food, takeout, with things that you know you need to eat with utensils, and they don't give you any. Like, are you assuming I'm going home and eating? Because sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm going to the park. Sometimes I'm parking in a parking lot. And I don't got forks or spoons or sporks or anything to eat my mac and cheese with that I got from Lee's.
The craziest restaurant to do that is when you go to like Chipotle
Yes.
and like Qdoba. I have a fucking bowl. What am I supposed to eat that
slurp this
with?
bowl? Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not waiting until I get home to eat it. It'll be freezing cold.
It does not make
Yes.
sense.
So Chinese. Now the Chinese restaurant that we order from, They never have forks because you're supposed to grab them, like, on your way out.
Sure.
Now, listen, I get that. If I go in and pick it up, okay, and there's forks, I grab one.
I'm going to the drive-thru.
But if I'm in a drive-thru, give me a fucking utensil.
It don't cost nothing.
No.
Just put that in there.
Slip it in my bag. Yeah. Okay. And
So,
your love.
That's my hate.
What's your love?
And my love, I guess we'll just stay on food. Okay. Shout out to pita chips. Love them. Pretty damn good. Especially the ones from Aldi. Been pairing that with some hummus. Ooh. Great snack.
Also, sorry
carrots,
if I keep...
Baby carrots. Put that in the hummus.
I was going to say,
pita chip.
sorry if I keep looking at my fingernails, but this damn winter air has been making my cuticles
I'm getting chapped real bad.
crack and look insane. Ew, that picture on the Alexa.
What's
picture of me
what's
from
next?
2018. Okay, I don't know. What should we talk about?
Now that that's done.
Like real world things. I was talking today we went to an art museum with my coworkers, some of my coworkers, and I was mentioning the cream cheese thing with Jeffrey Epstein, if you haven't heard about that.
No.
Where they were eating in babies and then open and eating the poop, and they said it tastes like cream cheese. And they were comparing it to garden vegetable cream cheese, saying it tasted the same. So why not eat garden vegetable cream cheese? Philadelphia isn't low on stock. They haven't stopped making it. And I loved that one.
Well,
I loved garden vegetable.
I mean, you still can.
I'm not eating that.
Can, but yeah. Anyway, there's a long history of rich people doing crazy stuff like that, and so yeah.
The Epstein files have been keeping me up at night. I actually need to just stay off my phone because I can't stop reading about it and looking at images and reading files. It's actually insane. And the thing that I find so crazy is that there are people out there, Trump supporters, who actually think it is AI and it is all fake. I don't understand that at all. And we went to the theater today, like I said earlier, we went to the theater. There was so many people in there to watch Melania, old ass people.
A lot of old people.
And I'm I don't understand why old people of all people are
we're in Missouri though. I don't know.
I know, but it's just what? When the guy that was in there was a veteran, and I'm he hates veterans. Brother, wake up!
When has that ever stopped?
The only good thing is that they already had 2 toes dipped into the grave, so. But that's insane.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, and I saw a clip too of someone saying on the Oprah show, and this episode has apparently been removed from Oprah's website or YouTube or whatever. It's been tried to get it off the internet, but it's of a girl who is Jewish, and she was saying, I guess just Israeli in general, but she was saying how her family ran a ring like this with Jeffrey Epstein, and how, because Oprah was well, how do you get the babies? And we were breeding humans to make babies so that we could eat them and sacrifice them. And my thought is what I don't understand is sacrificing them for what? Sacrificing their bodies and their, for what? Are you just extremely mentally ill and think you're actually doing something? What is it? I really, that's what I'm hung up on currently. Because I'm what is the sacrifice for? I know they're eating some of them, but they're not eating all of them. Some of them are just straight up killing to kill. And I'm what are you sacrificing them for? And it must be working because motherfucking Trump's still alive. Is it for life? Are they vampires? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, what is it for? What does that actually do? Because, like, do you remember, like, Charles Manson? Like, he is one where he was recruiting people to kill for him.
Yeah.
He didn't actually kill anybody. And I'm just like, that was for, like, religious reasons. Like,
power.
yeah. But I'm like, power. But if no one's, like, but the thing is if no one,
Influence.
okay, but you say that, but then if no one knows it's happening, because, like, we're all just finding out right now that they've been doing this.
Still had it though.
No one knew. So it's like, what is the point?
But he still had it over people. He still had people that would do things for him, even if it was silent. That's often
It just made no
that's
sense.
often the best kind, because you're not drawing attention to yourself, you know.
And then I saw too, Jeffrey Epstein's island sold in 2023 to a guy who used to go to the island for only $60 million. He bought two. Jeffrey Epstein owned two islands, which I did not know. He owned two that are right next to each other. It's like St. John and the one in front of it, which is something similar name. And
It's crazy, man.
and now it's off limits. You can't go there. I'm like, you can't convince me they haven't continued what he was doing. I'm like, they have to be. They absolutely. It's not like they've demolished his old buildings. They're still there. You know, it's like if they had demolished the little weird church thing he had or whatever it is. Okay, it's all still there. It's not like they were taking stuff away. It's all still there. They're clearly still doing it. You know, don't you think?
They're hiding something. They don't want something to be looked at.
It's insane. And then I'm like, we sold the island. Why?
Well,
Why?
to who? Who bought it?
A guy who was friends with Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, and, was it really sold then? You know, like, you just gave it to another person, on the inside. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's
You know what? I googled this, and
It's crazy,
and I
man.
have to show this. I googled who bought Jeffrey Epstein's island. For the first time in a long time, look what I didn't get. An AI response. There isn't one. That's weird, don't you think? Look.
There's AI mode on the left there. Was it gonna actually tell you anything?
This is if I actually click on that, but normally it's at the top. It's kind of weird. Stephen Deckoff, who owns like investment firms, and he used to go to the
Very
island.
vague.
Yeah. Old white guy, of course.
Yeah.
Why are these old white men want this stuff? Like,
He's
can
an
y'all even get it
entrepreneur.
up? I don't understand. I feel like when I'm old, the last thing I'm gonna want is to fuck. And like, so I don't know. I'm confused why they're so into that. But this is what the dude looks like. Jump scare warning, by the way. Look at the teeth. Let me show you. That's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy.
Just putting this mug out there.
But he's saying that he's going to turn the islands into resorts. And what bothers me about that is there's so many dead bodies there, right? Gotta be. Like, it's feeling very Squid Game, though, where I'm like, Squid Game is feeling like it's based off something they know. Like, I honestly don't think...
I mean, a lot of stuff we're watching right now.
A lot of weird
are just
parallels.
Like, it's just
I'm like,
this
I
is weird.
really
This is
think...
this is like
But
weird.
Squid Game, 100% has to be inspired by this stuff. Whoever wrote Squid Game knows something. 100 fucking percent. 100%. You cannot convince me they don't. It has to be based off this. They go to an island that no one knows where it's at. They bring people in and kill them and then harvest the organs and...
Yeah,
like-
a lot of stuff right now. It just seems like very, it's just like, ooh,
Well,
this
and
is
I-
like very bad timing.
And I keep seeing stuff too about like celebrities where it's like they've hinted in the past so many times about this.
stuff.
And it's like so many people have known about this for so long and it's like no one cares. No one has ever listened. I'm
Yeah,
really
but
hung up on
you
that
also had a
too.
lot of people who were saying stuff to sound crazy because they were being informed to sound crazy,
Yeah.
you know? And so nobody, you know, took stuff seriously. Like, look at Alex Jones.
Yeah.
He was talking about lizard people, and there's a cabal of evil rich people.
You know what's funny too? When
and
people talk
doing
about
crazy stuff.
reptilians,
And, well, it turns out it was real, but
the reptile part.
he was... No, I'm talking about the cabal of evil rich people eating kids and doing crazy stuff.
A lot of people have said that over the years that rich people were eating kids. Because I saw this one clip too of a little boy and his sister who are the kids of like some rich dude who's friends with Jeffrey Epstein from like the UK. The police interviewed the kids, like asking them like what went on at the parties, and the kids are saying like all this disgusting stuff like that. They eat babies, and the police are just like, no, that didn't happen. I'm like, I'm really convinced that the police were just bought off on that. I really do. There's no way that. The thing is, though, is that all this stuff happening and all these people getting away with it, I just feel like people are going to hear that and be like, well, then I'm untouchable because if they're allowed to do that, then why can't I do whatever the hell I want? I don't know. But I was going to say,
this is... we're just in a wild era.
but I was going to say, too, the reptilian part. It's funny because my dad used to always think reptilians are real. I mean, he's irrelevant at this point because he literally loves Trump, but he used to always say reptilians were real and like, Angie, they have found reptilians on the side of the road. He'd show me like pictures like, look, this is one on the side of the road. That's real. Clearly wasn't real, but and I used to think he was crazy for that. Or like the Denver, have you heard the conspiracy that the Denver airport has reptilians underneath of it?
I don't think so.
Well, I used to think that was very far-fetched. Now I'm not so sure.
Yeah, well...
And I keep seeing people say, too, like, oh, well, so-and-so wasn't in the files, so they would never do this. I'm like, listen, I don't put anything past anybody right now. I actually don't. If you're rich, I don't put anything past you.
Yeah, I think for me the most crazy thing is just the amount of influence that his camp seemed to have on basically anything. I mean, it's, bad enough all the horrible things that he's done and helped move along. I mean, that's bad enough, but then now you're telling me like him and his advisors are responsible for like microtransactions in video games? Like, seriously?
Yeah.
It's just like, wow. This is like, so what? He's responsible for like every bad decision or poor, like, I wouldn't be surprised if he's behind the whole, everything being a subscription now. Is he behind that too? I mean, shit, at this point, why not? It's like, the tribalism stuff that we've seen over the last decade, like he's had his fingers all up in that. Like,
I did see that too.
And it's just like, again, bad enough that he's done all that horrible stuff, but then
even
he's got to also be involved in every other horrible thing.
Well, even with like COVID, I saw like him and I think it was Bill Gates were, years before COVID even happened, were wanting to like, what did I say?
Get people sick
they were wanting to like they had been saying that they felt like the Earth needed to lose some people. Like the Earth is too populated.
And which is some Dante's Inferno type shit,
so they needed to themselves take it upon themselves to play God and somehow kill people off quickly. And then we had COVID. So I'm like, it's just like, and I keep seeing people say too, like, oh well, that's just crazy. Like y'all are just making this up. Like the Nickelodeon looking like Jeffrey Epstein's island. People keep saying, oh well, that's just dramatic. But is it? Like I honestly, at this point, I'm like.
But Nickelodeon was doing weird stuff too.
Yeah, and I'm like, there's so much that
it's hard
I
to tell what's. But I think that's by design too. I think that it's intentionally.
Literally has to be
meant to be confusing and hard to tell because there's some truth in there, but how the hell can we really find that out without having all this stuff be exposed.
Right. That's why I'm like, I was thinking today too, like, it's awful that Trump is got to be president and he somehow won again. But I'm also like, would this all have come out if he hadn't? I don't know. I would hope so. But I feel
Maybe,
like it has really influenced him. Winning
maybe.
has really influenced it and really made people, fight for it to all come out. So in a way, I'm like, it's good that everyone's being exposed, but at the same time, it's good, but it's also like, and what do we do with this information? Because like no one's getting in trouble.
Nobody's gonna get held
We just
accountable.
are all just getting bombarded with all this crazy stuff, and no one's getting in trouble except for Ghislaine, who will she even get in trouble? Probably fucking not.
Well, she's trying to use her information to get out,
Yeah.
right? She's trying to get plea deals and stuff. I'll make
Yeah,
a deal with you and all that.
I don't put anything past anybody. If Nickelodeon came out today and said, "Yep, you're right. Our logo is Jeffrey Epstein's Island," I'd be like, "Checks out. That makes sense." Like some people think it's far fetched. I don't. I really don't. I think everything they've been doing has all been one big plan. I think everyone in Hollywood is stuck together and they've curated this all together as one big entire scheme, money making scheme and crazy fucking shit that they've been. It's just. I think everything, if you think it might be connected, it probably fucking is. Somehow. It probably is. That's how I feel. But, yeah. I wanted to yap about that a little bit because it's just been, I literally was having nightmares about it. Like, I was having dreams about this stuff. Like, it's really haunting me because it's just like, you don't know anyone. And this is why I don't worship celebrities. Never have, never will. Never will.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what this will mean. There's a lot of questions, really, just overall with the country.
I'm also really tired.
No idea what, if anything, will have consequence. If anything matters anymore. If we just live in make-believe land where nothing. Nothing has weight. Nobody has principles where they need to have them. Yeah, I've gotten kind of jaded, especially the last few years with some of that, just because you grow up and you get taught and told that these systems are in place to prevent, be safeguards. The right people will prevail. The right, and you just see that being completely flipped on its head and made a complete mockery out of. And now people just make up whatever they want now.
Literally.
And yeah, so it's just kind of, I watched earlier this week National Treasure, which, funny enough, is a Disney movie, but some of the themes in that film that they talk about, like the Declaration of Independence that they're stealing and all that, and they're talking about people don't talk this way anymore, and this is a movie that came out in 2004, and it's like, Declaration talks about people who have the ability, those who have the ability to take action to do the right thing have not only the ability to do so, but a responsibility to do the right thing. And that if, the government's corrupt, you have a responsibility to resolve that, and the movie is like, nobody really talks like that anymore. And I'm kind of Nick Cage right now, where it's like, nobody talks about these things used to mean something,
right,
and now they don't, or at least to me feels that way. Maybe that's just my ignorance. Maybe that's naivety on me because I'm only 26, and maybe this is just how it's been forever since this country's existed. But
yeah,
so yeah, I don't know. It's I mean, I would rather have this information be out there than not. So I'm not like, I wish I never knew about this. I'm not gonna say that. But to me, the information being out there
Yeah.
is only one part of the equation.
Yeah, 'cause
there now needs to be
well,
apprehension. There has to be justice. Like, maybe that
Yeah.
sounds corny and lame, but like there has to be consequence. I don't know.
you would think. You would think, but I don't think that'll happen. I really don't. I don't think Trump will ever actually face, because he himself, he is saying, like, he said that, I saw a video the other day, he was straight up saying, like, I'm not getting into heaven, like, I'm a horrible person, and people will
I mean,
still
he's not even a Christian, so
not
he's
listen
already
to
screwed
him.
there.
I'm like, he's telling you that what you hear. He's basically saying what you've heard is true, and I'm awful, and I'm not getting into heaven. If heaven is real, I'm not going to be there. And it's crazy how people can hear him say that and still just be like, he's a godly person, I love him. I'm like, he's telling you he's awful. He's pretty much saying it.
He's always told you who he is.
Yeah, I agree, but
He's always told you who he is, but
yeah, but
people didn't care.
I was saying the other day too to my sister, I was like, because I really was thinking, like, saying it out loud to myself, like, pedophilia is, we are way too okay with pedophiles right now and pedophilia, but then I was thinking, like, but we kind of always have been. Like, this isn't even like a today type deal. Like, I think since the dawn of damn time, that's been an issue. People just being pedophiles. Like, that's literally always been an issue. And, like, people like Elvis, people are like, well, back in the day, it was just of that time. No, it's never been normal. You've just always done it. It's never been normal. I'm sure every woman, pretty much, that's ever had to deal with that as a child, being with a grown man, I'm sure, even if it was normal then, I'm sure they still have trauma from that. Honestly. Even if you don't think they did, in some way, I'm sure they did. Because they were a child. And, yeah, I just think it's something that will always be there. Like, and that sucks. I don't think that will ever go away. I think men will stay being disgusting like that. I really do. I really fucking do. I don't know why. I don't know what makes them that way. I'm like, is it just how they were created? Were they just created to be nasty? I really don't know. It really feels that way. It really does feel that way. Obviously not all men. He knows that, but
It's
most.
It's just power.
It makes me not trust any man, because I'm like, I don't put anything past a man. I fucking don't. Like, after hearing all this, it's just like, why would we trust men? Like, why would we? I trust you, but other men, like, if I don't know you, I have got no reason to trust you. I'll say that, like, truly. Because people will do insane shit behind closed doors. Insane. And people will think up insane shit in their head. I can't even imagine the things people do, and we just don't know. Like, my neighbor could be doing stuff right now, and I would have no idea. Like, I like for example, I love when a man raped and murdered a woman 50 years ago, and they're just not getting in trouble because, well, they did a DNA test, and now they're getting in trouble, and they're a grandpa with 5 fucking grandkids, and he's the sweetest guy. Yeah, maybe, but you don't really know him. You know what he shows you, you know? And that's scary, because it's like, damn, you honestly never know. Because I saw one where he was just a sweet old man and never would have thought he would do something like that, and he did. It's so... Is that really bothering you? Oh my gosh. We're still making a video. He's really bugged by this thing I dropped on the floor. Watch me do it again. But yeah. He has a candy basket down here, and I really want to eat these candy cigarettes, but like, these will bust out of filling.
Just eat them.
These
Have at it.
Will bust.
We're just out here yapping.
But I guess I'll probably wrap this up, because I feel like I've said all I wanted to say. You want to say anything else?
Kind of a sad and sour way to end this one. Well,
I just want to talk about it.
Tomorrow
Okay, wait, ASMR really quick.
ASMR.
Ready?
Okay, go ahead. Nice.
Ooh, it's really nostalgic.
It's nice and chalky. you, Mike.
I love chalk.
You know, one of these days I need to get you on the name the sports team trend that everyone does with their girlfriends and wives and fiancés and all that.
I mean, is it basketball in there? I won't know.
I know. Well, because you're gonna know the football ones.
I'll know football.
Maybe I'll try and find alternate logos or old logos and maybe try and trip you up. But basketball, baseball, that might be a fun little video. But anyway, the reason I bring up sports tomorrow is the big day.
Yeah, Super Bowl.
Big day here in America.
I'm making a football-shaped cheese ball.
Cheese ball. I guess, I mean, we could talk about the halftime stuff if you want.
Do I want to get angry again?
I mean, I guess if you don't want to, but we will be watching. Turning Point. No,
we will not.
We will not be watching Kid Rock.
Be watching Kid Pedophile Rock.
Yeah. Now that we think about it, the kid being in his name is questionable altogether.
Very questionable. Why not Adult Rock?
Yeah. But yeah, big game tomorrow. Who you got? Who you got in the Super Bowl?
I want the Seahawks to win. If the Patriots win, I'll be angry. And
Yeah,
I'm not even a football fan like that, but if they win, I'll feel angry. I will be upset.
Yeah.
I really want the Seahawks to win. Because we did Kahoot. I forgot to tell you, we did Kahoot at my job on Friday, and it was all Super Bowl questions about like the Seahawks and the Patriots. I got one right. I got one right. The questions were so specific. I was like, Eli would probably know all these.
What were they? What kind of questions?
I don't even know if I can remember because they were just that
Were they like
weird.
How many passing touchdowns did this person have?
Yeah, it was like,
Was it
okay,
stuff like
the
that?
Patriots, when's the last time they won and what was the score?
Oh,
And I'm like, what?
score.
Yeah,
Damn.
at the end. I'm like, why
Well, I know
would
the score,
that?
but that is kind of crazy to ask.
What was the score?
It was 13-3. It was the horrible Atlanta Super Bowl. It was in Atlanta.
I knew he would know the fucking answers.
It was the L.A. Rams and the
I have
Patriots.
to fart so bad. Should I do it in the mic?
No. Please no. Please no. Yeah, it was Patriots Rams. It was
Yeah.
a terrible game.
And
13-3.
it asked about the Seahawks too. So what was the Seahawks last Super Bowl?
They lost. It was the. Was it a Super Bowl win or just in general?
The last one they went to.
Yeah, it was a loss. They lost on
What year?
What year? They played the Super Bowl in 2015.
I thought it was 26. I said 2016. But maybe I'm wrong. 2016.
2016. Oh no, they're dead wrong. Someone did not fact check over there.
It might have been 2015.
It was 2015.
Yeah.
The game was played because the thing with Super Bowl, for those who maybe don't know, can get a little confusing because if you look at Wikipedia and see the Super Bowl champions list, it's
the year before.
It's the year before,
happens.
so it's for the 2020. So this Super Bowl is for the 2025 season,
Yeah.
but it's played in 2026
Right.
because it's for the 2025 season. So the winner of this will be the 2025 Super Bowl champ.
Well, I was thinking like when you graduate,
But it's played.
it's not that way.
Well,
So it's weird that they do
but
it like that.
it is weird, and
Doesn't really make
most of the
sense.
seasons played, and it also was maybe more
My back itches.
relevant when the Super Bowl was played in January, and now it's in February. But like in basketball, they don't do that. The season that you play the championship in basketball is the champion. You were the champion for that season. You did it. Same with the Stanley Cup in baseball. So it's a little weird that NFL is different, but I guess the calendar. But yeah, 2015 was the last one. They lost on the interception. That was the Malcolm Butler interception game. So. And
I
the
only-
Seahawks didn't go back to back because of that.
I only got one question right, but it was like I can't remember which one I got right.
They didn't have how many Super Bowls has the Patriots won? How many Super Bowls has the Seahawks won? How many Super Bowls have they been to?
I think I got that one right.
Did
I think that
they
was
ask
one.
that?
That might have been the one I got right. Was how many the Patriots have
Won or played in?
won. I
One's
think.
probably easier.
The questions were seriously so specific.
Yeah, them asking about the score
One of them was
is
literally like
weird.
asking about a player's nickname on the Seahawks. I was like, what?
Well, I guess depends who the player was.
What was what nickname comes to mind?
If it was Marshawn Lynch, it's beast mode.
It was that.
Okay. that one's kind of because Marshawn Lynch is in a lot of other stuff, especially these days.
Another one was
But-
like, who has more passing yards or something like that, like overall or
that's weird.
something. They were like very, very, very like you have to really like
You
football
must have a lot
to
of
get these.
fantasy footballers or something. in
Yeah, and the person who was number one on the scoreboard, their name was Seahawks #1 fan, like,
there.
and their score was like 11,000, so they
Yeah.
weren't fucking around. They had the highest score. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I'm guessing you guys have a lot of fantasy footballers, and that's why they felt maybe confident in asking those questions. But those were definitely not. I would not ask those questions to an audience that
Yeah.
wasn't
'Cause
super into
I
football.
actually went to Google and was Googling stuff that I thought they were gonna ask. That way
Yeah.
I could like have it
Be ready.
right, and none of
No.
it.
Well, didn't they one year have one for mascots? That was kind of fun.
Yes, they did.
I thought that was kind of fun because you get to learn the mascot for the
Yeah.
teams.
I don't remember any of them though.
But
'Cause it was the Seahawks.
But yeah, so you got the Seahawks. I'm also rooting for the Seahawks. I don't like the Patriots. I don't mind the current iteration of the Patriots. Like I like Drake May. I like Mike Vrabel. I don't have a problem with the team. I just don't really care for the org overall. Although the whole Hall of Fame stuff that's gone on is absurd, and that could be a whole other video with Bill Belichick not getting his first ballot. As someone who does not like the Patriots, I think that's ridiculous.
The owner of the Patriots, Epstein Fells, wasn't he?
Oh yeah. Well, he's had his own controversies.
So we really don't want him to win.
So yeah. So
Personally. Although I keep
I don't particularly care for them.
And you know what? I honestly feel like, and I know locally people probably like the not Seahawks, the Patriots, because it's typically like that. Like your local team, everyone in the area usually likes. But like, I feel like most people only like the Patriots because Tom Brady. Like anytime I see people wearing Patriot stuff, it's only ever
bandwagon
Tom
is real.
Brady.
Bandwagon.
Yeah,
is real.
like I really do think that they only have the fan base they have because of him. I really do. And he didn't even retire with them.
But he came back and signed a day and retired with them. But
he did?
yeah, he signed a 1-day deal and retired as a Patriot.
That's crazy. I didn't know
It happens. That happens pretty often.
You think Aaron Rodgers will do
Yeah,
that?
he's 100% doing that for the Packers.
Really? You
Yes,
think so?
definitely. Whenever he decides to retire, but yes.
Let's wrap it up.
But yeah, I mean, you saw Michael Jordan the same way. You know, everybody was a Bulls fan in the '90s because Jordan.
I just saw a video about Dennis Rodman. I know we should probably get off here because it's almost an hour long. But I just
Talk
saw
about sports all night.
I just saw stuff about Dennis Rodman. People saying like he's a really terrible father, but like he apparently had really shitty parents, like a really shitty dad.
Yeah, he had a rough childhood for sure, and also never really the him being in the NBA probably didn't help him at all because
it seems that way from
they didn't get the support that he would probably have gotten maybe today.
Yeah. I think he was too just out there.
You know, but he was so talented, so good at what he did.
I guess his
You just kinda
daughter
dealt with
publicly
it,
says
but-
like he's a really bad dad.
I mean, I can believe it.
Yeah.
I can believe it.
I want to pity him, but
But-
I can't because my dad's the same way. Like, my dad, maybe he did have a bad childhood, but it just doesn't excuse your parenting, what you do as a parent. It really doesn't.
But to bring it back to the Super Bowl, just to wrap that up, for me, the Seahawks, because I just think the story of Sam Darnold is more interesting to me. I think, Drake May, Mike Vrabel, I feel like they're going to have plenty of opportunities to get it done. For me, Sam Darnold, this is like the ultimate underdog story. He started off on the Jets. People kind of thought of him as this, next big talent. He doesn't work on the Jets. Big surprise there. and then he kind of goes on a journey, and now he's in the Super Bowl with a chance to win. I think that's just I think it's a underdog story that has a movie script written all over it. I just think it'd be really cool to see him take it home. I think it's good for the NFL, in my opinion, that the Seahawks take it home because they are such a young team. They have a coach in his second year. Bring some new blood in. They're a West Coast, Pacific Northwest, different kind of geographic area for football. You think of football, you think of Midwest, the South, the kind of the old guard teams. And they kind of buck that trend being over there in Seattle. So I think overall it would be better. But if nothing else, if it's a good game, I think it will be a good game ultimately. But
it'll be good because we're having chicken and a football cheese ball.
Yeah, it'll be cool. It'll be cool, and we'll be watching the halftime show.
Why does this arm look way bigger than this one?
Checking it out.
Maybe it's the angle.
So that's kind of all we got going on this weekend.
Yep. We did a bunch today, though.
Quite eventful.
Yeah. And I got no
it's already
sleep
February.
last night.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God. I got no sleep last night, so I am really tired right now. But I want to say my hair looks fantastic. And Eli bought me this today for Valentine's Day.
Yep.
It's his moon phase when he was born. Cute.
I didn't even know my moon phase before today, so.
Honestly, mine was cuter, and maybe I should have gone with mine, but it's fine.
Born on a Tuesday, I guess.
Tuesday.
A Tuesday.
I can't remember what day I was born.
Didn't realize I was born on Tuesday. So.
All right, well, that's going to do it because it's an hour long, and I'd like to keep it at an hour. So, thanks for watching.
Yeah, we'll have more videos like this where we just kind of talk.
I'm hoping to do it once a week. I would like to add in little things that we can do, like the love and hate. I would like to add stuff like that just because I think that's fun.
Yeah, we gotta do a sports logo one.
Okay,
we gotta.
We can
All-Star Weekend or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We gotta do that because I think that'll be real fun to see you struggle with some of these teams.
Okay. Well, we can add that in. Maybe next week we'll do that.
Okay.
Part of the video.
Cool.
But yeah, so thanks for watching, and hopefully this was entertaining. Yeah.
Comment, like, subscribe, say hi, share it with your friends.
Throw up the sticks. Throw them up.
Peace.